सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अज्ञात्वा ते महत्त्वं यदिह निगदितं विश्वनाथ क्षमेथः स्तोत्रं चैतत्सहस्रोत्तरमधिकतरं त्वत्प्रसादाय भूयात् वेधा नारायणीयं श्रुतिषु च जनुषा स्तुत्यता वर्णनेन स्फीतम् लीलावतारैरिदमिह कुरुताम् आयुरारोग्य सौख्यम् आयुरारोग्य सौख्यम्.
Guru Pavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. Krishna Jananam in Mathura. Krishna's travel from Mathura to Gokula. The joy experienced by the Gopas and the Gopikas of Krishna's arrival and birth. The fear that was found in the Gopas and the Gopikas because of Putana, the demoness, and the Shakata, which had come to destroy Krishna, and thereby Putana's death and the missing of some of the parts of Shakata which got broken into smithereens, is what was discussed in the previous Dashakams. In Dashakam number 43, Bhaṭṭatiri takes us through the slaying of an asura called Trinavarta. Trinavarta has a great association with Guruvayur and Bhaṭṭatiri's ailment, which shall be subsequently discussed. Here Bhaṭṭatiri says, Tvamekada Guru Marutpuranathavodhum Gadadhirudha Garimana Maparayanti Mata Nidhaya Shayane Kimidam Bateti Dhyanatya Cheshtata Griheshu Nivishta Shanka. Hey Guru Marutpuranatha, Hey Krishna of Guruvayur, Ekada Mata Aparayanti. Once your mother, Yashoda, not being able to see you. Yashoda was always vigilant on Krishna. She missed two opportunities. She thought that the lady who had come to feed is a normal woman. It turned out to be a demoness. On the other hand, she left Krishna next to a Shakatam, thinking Shakata will protect Krishna. Thereby, it got broken to smithereens. Now, once Yashoda was searching, Ekada Mata Aparayanti. Why? Because she had left him earlier because she couldn't withstand the weight of Krishna. Vodhum tvam gadhadhirudha garimana. Suddenly you had become excessively heavy. So as mother, she couldn't carry you, Krishna. So she had left. Now, Nivishta Shanka. Now, she was a bit worried that she had left you. Nivishta Shanka nidhaya shayane. Placing you on the bed. Iti batakim idam. But she was wondering, why did this boy turn so heavy? That was her worry. So she had left Krishna because he was very heavy. She had this question why he had turned so heavy. Then she was also worried that I have left him alone. Dhyayanti acheshtata griheshu. But then she had to look after the household work. So she went into doing her domestic work. So she was doing domestic work, but she had this worry. What was the worry that I've left him alone? What was the worry that he's so heavy? Why did she leave him? Because he was very heavy. So this sudden heaviness in Krishna caused a lot of worries in the mother. That is there in most mothers. If they find their child excessively heavy at times, they'll be worried for the child's health. Same was Yashoda's stance. तावद्विदूरम् उपकर्णितघोरघोष व्याजृम्भि पांसुपटली परिपूरिताशः वात्यावपुः स किल दैत्यवरस्तृणावर्ताख्यो जहार जनमानस हारिणं त्वां. तावत्, during that time, viduram upakarnita ghora ghosha vyajrumbhi pamsu patali paripuritashaha. There was a sound that was suddenly heard from all around, and all the quarters were filled with clouds of dust. So he says, pamsu patali paripuritashaha, clouds of dust everywhere. Especially you travel north of the Vindhyas, large parts of Madhya Pradesh, some parts of Gujarat, some parts of Uttar Pradesh, large parts of Rajasthan, Haryana. You will come across a loo wind. People there refer to as andhi. So when loo winds come, it will appear as if clouds of dust are coming. It won't be fine dust just alone. Clouds of dust coming. So he says, Pamsu patali paripuritashaha vyajrumbi vatyavapuhu, in the form of a whirlwind. Saha, it was no normal whirlwind. Saha daityavaraha Trinavartakhya. Trinavarta was the name of the Daitya. He had entered Gokulam in the form of a whirlwind. Daityavaraha Trinavartakhya. The Daitya named Trinavarta had entered Gokula in the form of whirlwind. Kila Jaharatvam. So as that whirlwind whirls, it will take up objects. So as the Trinavarta whirled, he took away you, Krishna. Kila jaharatvam janamanasa harinam. He snatched you away. Who are you? He says, janamanasa harinam. The one who can snatch away the hearts of the devotees. You were snatched away by Trinavarta. Kulashekharalvar, the mystic poet, looking at the beauty of Bhagavan in the Divyadesham, says, Kandavartam manam valangum kannapuratten karumaniye. Janamanasaharinam is somewhere very equal to that, because when Rama is being described by Valmiki, he says, Drishtichittapaharinam. He can just take away your minds and your eyes and your hearts. Same as Krishna, Janamanasa Harinam, Kila Jaharatvam, he was taken away. Now, this is the state when it continues, Uddhama Pamsu Timirahata Drishtipate Drashtum Kimapya Kushale Pashu Palaloke Habalakasya Kimiti Tvamupantamapta Mata Bhavantama Vilokya Brisham Ruroda. Uddhama Pamsu Timirahata Drishtipate. When the vision of people was disturbed because of this volley of dust before them, Drishtipate, Pashu Palaloke Akushale Sati. Those people who were taking care of the cows and the calves, that Pashu Palaloke, Akushale Sati, they couldn't see things properly because of this dust. If you go to some of the cold countries, they say because of the fog, people can't see the vehicles in front of them. You say that the visibility is very low. Here it was not fog, it was because of this particular dust. Akushale Sati, Drashtum Kimapi, they couldn't see anything in front. Mata Apta Tvadupantam, your mother reaching your place. Thereby Yashoda was so worried earlier itself. Why has he become so heavy? She left him. By leaving him alone, she was worried. Now, because of the sound and dust and everything, she was all the more worried. So she reached your place where she had left you. Tvadupantam avilokya bhavantam ruroda bhrisham. Not seeing you, she started crying bitterly. Iti Hakim Balakasya, what happened to my baby? Where is my little child? I just left him here. Where is he? She started crying. Ha Kim Balakasya. Thereby, Ruroda, she started crying. She started crying, where is my little child? Tavat sadanavavaropi cha dinamurtihi bhavat kabhara paridharana lunavegaha sankochamapatadanukkshata pamsu ghoshe vyatayata bhavat janani ninadaha tavat saha danavavaraha apicha. By that time, she started crying where my child is. Meanwhile, Danavavaraha, that particular Danava called Trinavarta, Saha Apicha, by that time, Bhavatka Bhara Paridharana Lunavegaha. He wanted to carry the child with the force with which he had come. He lost his speed because of his incapability to withstand your weight. Imagine, the winds are so strong that Krishna as an ideal child should appear very light. It should just look like some cotton piece. But Krishna was so heavy, that day he was heavy to Yashoda, now to Trinavarta as well. Bhavatka bhara paridharana lunavegaha, thereby he lost his speed. Dinamurtihi apa sankocham, with a body exhausted. Trinavarta, who's in the form of the whirlwind, he had lost his speed, he had lost his energy, he looked exhausted and became weak. Sankocham, Dinamurtihi apa. He had become so tired, thereby, Bhaṭṭatiri says, Tadanu Kshata Pamsu Ghoshe. So when the whirlwind loses its speed, we say, right, generally during cyclones also, the cyclone has lost speed. It has lost its force. That which had to come in 190 km per hour is now reduced to 110 km per hour, 90 km per hour. So it may not cause as much damage as what it was envisaged for. So all these things we say, so here, the speed had got reduced. Kshata Pamsu Ghoshe, Ghoshe. Now when the sound of that particular whirlwind had reduced, Ghoshe, Bhavajjanani Ninadaha Vyatayata. So the mother's wails and cries, Yashoda's cries could be heard. Earlier also she was crying for help. She said, where is my child? Where is my child? But that couldn't be heard by the rest of them because the sound of the whirlwind was dominating. Now when the whirlwind had lost its sheen, its speed, and Trinavarta was exhausted, and when that got defaced, her wails were heard loudly. Bhavajjanani Ninadaha Vyatayata. रोदोपकर्णवशादुपगम्य गेहं क्रन्दत्सुनन्दमुखगोपकुलेषु दीनः त्वां दानवस्त्वखिल मुक्तिकरं मुमुक्षुः त्वय्यप्रमुञ्चति पपात वियत्प्रदेशात् रोदोपकर्ण. So here Bhaṭṭatiri says, Upagamya Geham, having come home. As he came home, Rodopakarna Vashat, listening to Yashoda's wails, Nanda Mukha Gopakuleshu, Nanda, that is Yashoda's pati, and the rest of the Gopas and the Gopikas who were living in Gokulam, Nanda Mukha Gopakuleshu, Krandatsu Danavahatu. So they heard her crying and they started worrying, and that is when Danavahatu, Dinaha Mumukshuhu. This Danava, who had lost his force, who had become distressed and desire of releasing. See, for him, he had to release Krishna. Mumukshuhu Tvam Akhila Muktikaram. Whom he had to release? He had to release Krishna, who releases the Jivatmas of the rest of them. So, Akhila Muktikaram Apramunchati Tvai. But not being released by you. See, you have to understand here. Krishna releases the Jivatmas of the Sharirams of everyone. He is the one who gives moksha. On the other hand, Trinavarta wanted to get released of you, which means he wanted to get relieved of you. He wanted to push you. Krishna gives moksham to all. Trinavarta wanted moksham of Krishna, which is he wanted to get rid of Krishna. Whereas Krishna was not ready to get rid of him. Apramunchati tvai. So, Dina Mumukshuhu, Tvam Akhila Muktikaram, Apramunchati tvai. See, these three lines, Bhaṭṭatiri has packed his ability of being a poet. So, Krishna, who gives moksham to all, not being released by Trinavarta, who wanted to get Krishna released of him. Papata Viyat Pradeshat. Finally, Krishna on his own accord fell down from the sky out of that whirlwind. Where did he fall? What happened to Krishna? All that in the next episode.
Life is a learning. Every day is a learning. So why stop? We are very happy to present Ramayana Pariksha Rap 2025. This is being organized by our trust Deshikadaya. It is an online examination. All that you have to do is to read the book Ramayanam Volume 1 that I have authored, and 2, register for the exam. It is happening on the 22nd of June 2025. Exciting prizes, and the biggest prize is reading the Ramayana and answering the questions. Age no bar, geography no bar. So why stop? Register soon. Namaskar.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते नारायण 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 नारायण